Greetings class, this is lecture 3, session 1, Managing Projects. What is a project? A project is generally undertaken to solve a business problem or capitalize on a business opportunity. A project must have a start date and an end date. It must have a plan, which includes an interrelated set of deliverables, tasks, and milestones to be completed by designated resources. Projects generally operate in changing environments and are disruptive, especially for the project's customers. Information technology projects range from very small end-user development projects to major implementations of enterprise systems. Regardless of size, they all have some common characteristics. First, they require the effective use of project management tools and technologies that help keep the project on time, within budget, and meet objectives. Every project includes the same 5 variables: scope, what is or is not included in a project; time, established timeframes for each component of a project; cost, the amount of time multiplied by the cost of human resources required of a project; quality, does the project improve organizational performance and decision making; risk, potential problems that may threaten the project's success. So, what is the difference between project and day-to-day operations? A project represents change, while day-to-day operations involve repeatable processes with consistent, predefined outcomes. Project is not a three-legged stool. Traditional project management approaches have defined the basic components of project as schedule, scope, and budget. However, quality, because of its importance, is singled out as the 4th component, and the 5th component is risk management. Risk is defined as potential problems that may threaten the project's success. IT has long been asking the question, why do information technology projects fail? Why do so many information systems projects fail to deliver on their promises? Is it because of the hardware, software, and data are flawed? Is it because user interfaces don't allow people to perform their jobs correctly? Is it because the processes aren't designed correctly? Those are all possibilities. Poor management of project result in cost overruns, time slippage, technical shortfalls impairing performance, and failure to obtain anticipated benefits. So let us delve a little bit more into project management. What is project management key activities? Project management involves 5 key activities: defining, planning, estimating and scheduling, directing and leading, monitoring and controlling. It also involves communications. Communication management is to ensure effective communication among all project stakeholders throughout the duration of the project, and closure, Closure is the termination of the activities of the project team, the completion of all project documentations, and a formal sign-off of any contracts. Projects defining and planning are keys to make sure that the new system has a manageable scope and is aligned with business needs. The plan must include all levels of organization, including strategic and executive levels. Chapter 14 discusses project management. I encourage you to do some research in addition if you are interested in the field. In terms of IT management, project management is one of the most successful career paths for a lot of IT professionals. So, let's discuss some of the topics that I feel important for IT managers and project managers. In monitoring and control, to help ensure success, companies should have four levels of management control for projects. Corporate Strategic Planning Group. This group develops strategic plans. Information Systems Steering Committee. This group includes department heads that represent end users and information systems departments. They review and approve systems plans, coordinate and integrate systems, and select specific projects. Project management. This group includes information systems managers and end users managers. It oversees specific information systems projects. Project team. They directly responsible for individual system projects. The team consists of systems analysts, end user business specialists, application programmers, and database specialists. As you review the list above, one thing you should notice in particular is that there are business specialists and end user involvement in every level of management. Too many companies fail to include non-techies in systems planning and management, much to their dismay later on. Communication. One thing about communication is that at any project stage, as a PM, you must keep key implementation level stakeholders in the loop, and you must create an atmosphere where contributions to the project are appreciated and rewarded. One example of communication is communication with the project team. Work is what we do day to day, day in and day out. For our team members to be motivated, it is important that they find satisfactions and accomplishment in their work they do. This is something that you have to take into consideration. When assigning an employee to a project, you must make sure that you have conveyed to them the importance of the project and the contribution it is designed to have toward the corporate strategy and the ultimate well-being of the organization. You can also keep them motivated by involving them as much as possible when detailed work plans are developed. Team members take their cues from the project manager and the sponsor, so their motivation will be directly proportional to the degree of excitement expressed by the project manager and the sponsor regarding the project. Another aspect of project management that needed to be highlighted is risk management. Risk is the possibility that things will not go as planned and that counterproductive unplanned events could arise in the course of a project. Risk management involves identifying risks, assessing their potential impact on the project, developing risk mitigation plans, and implementing the plans. To minimize risks, project managers should be aware that risk always exists, identify specific project risks, assess the potential consequences of the risks, communicate the risks and their potential consequences to the stakeholders, develop risk mitigation plans, and monitor the effectiveness of risk mitigation strategy. Project management certifications are available from the Project Management Institute, PMI. Each certification has its own education and experience requirements. The actual certifications are Project Management Professional, Certified Associate in Project Management, Program Management Professional, PMI Scheduling Professional, and PMI Risk Management Professional, all of which are registered trademarks of the Project Management Institute. In summary, IT projects range from very small and user development projects to major implementations of enterprise systems. Regardless of size, the focus should be scope, time, cost, quality, and risk. The project management is a highly sought after skill. PMI is the primary institute that grants certifications based on a combination of training, examination, and experience. Lecture 3, Session 2, Managing Global Systems. Why globalizations? Globalizations is possible for even very small business via e-commerce because of the technological advances in computer networks and telecommunications. Companies such as eBay, Amazon, and others have created unlimited opportunities for even individual sellers and buyers to participate in the world market. The world just keeps getting smaller and smaller. No company can afford to ignore foreign markets or the impact of foreign competitions on the domestic business environment. You have to adapt to changing phases, literally, of your competition and devise a plan to bring your organization into a worldwide view. Chapter 15 discusses 5 major dimensions of an international information systems infrastructure that should be the basic framework of a global digital firm. Basically, you must have an information system in place that will support the communications, coordination of people and products, and order processing for both domestic and foreign markets. You have to understand the characteristics and individual needs of foreign markets just as you need to understand your domestic markets. One example of large-scale global operations is eBay, a global trading platform where practically anyone, anywhere, could trade practically anything at any time. In the beginning, eBay faced a lot of problems such as government regulations, language barrier, and culture, not to mention the pace of international expansion. Another company, Walmart, also learned the hard way that it couldn't just walk into a foreign country and build a store mirroring those that are in the United States. Before you tackle the technology, you must understand the global environment, including which business driver is most prominent. Determine the negative factors that create management challenges. Consider a corporate strategy. Consider the appropriate organizational structure. Know how you will implement your strategy. Consider the technology platform. Notice that the last issue you will have to contend with is the technology. We said before that every information system implementation plan must be in harmony with the basic business plan. In fact, you must develop the overall business strategy for entering the global arena. Then and only then can you begin to think about how the information systems will be synchronized with the basic strategy. Chapter 15 discusses the factors which drive businesses. The global business drivers can be categorized into two kinds: general cultural factors and specific business factors. In the general cultural factors, we see that advanced in technology, global communications, and transportation since World War II have made it easier for global business to flourish. The world also becomes smaller because of the development of the global village, where people, via the influences of TV, movies, the internet, and social media, have developed a common culture, social norms, and even ethics. Political stability also plays a great role in allowing people, technologies, and knowledge to freely be moving around. Advance in technologies also blurs the term domestic and global in terms of production. Our textbook gives an example of Toyota Motor Corporation, which has its domestic headquarters in Toyota City, Japan, with manufacturing operations in 27 foreign countries and regions, including the United States. Coca-Cola drinks are consumed all over the world, and shoes are designed in Los Angeles but produced in South Korea. There is still tremendous risk associated with global businesses. Venezuela is a prime example of how difficult it can be for businesses to establish themselves in foreign markets amid political turbulence and disorder. Even in the US and European countries, in the best cities such as Paris of France or New York of the United States, for example, just when your company thinks all is well with its foreign establishment, a terrorist attack can put a crimp in the best laid plans. Laws and regulations can be also very different. For example, the case of individual information and privacy. In many European countries, companies and governmental organizations are not allowed to collect certain pieces of information about individuals without the person's prior consent. The individual must be notified first before the information can be collected and before the information can be given to another entity. If a business does collect the information, there are very strict laws about how it must be stored and who can access it. Contrast that with the American business practice of collecting individual information without the person's knowledge and then selling that data to whoever pays for it. Other challenges and opportunities in areas of accounting systems, language, and currency usage. In addition to the specific challenges listed here, there are other challenges that are different from country to country. For example, starting a business in Vietnam is extremely difficult because Vietnam is among the most complex startup environments in the world, from dealing with construction permits, getting electricity, registering property, to getting credit are all taking a lot of time and efforts. So why do companies even attempt to build themselves into global merchants? Because potential payoff is enormous. Global businesses generally use one of the following strategies: domestic, exporter, multinational, franchisor, and transnational. Domestic exporter. Most operations are located in the domestic country and the company exports products to foreign companies. Multinational. Part of the company is located in the domestic country and other parts are located in the foreign countries. Many car companies are based on this model. I used to work for Europe Car Rental, which is a company that has headquarters in 9 European countries. Franchisor. Some operations are located in the domestic homeland while extended activities associated with the products are conducted in foreign countries. McDonald's, uh, KFCs are examples of franchisor model. Transnational. One globe, one company. Going back to our earlier example of Toyota, the company headquarters might be in Japan, but its operations are spread throughout the world. Each of these business models can have different support structures. Decentralized. Everything is located at the domestic home base. Duplicated. Development occurs at the home base. Operations are located at foreign branches. Decentralized. Each business unit, regardless of location, has its own system. Networked. All business units participate in the development and operations. As stated earlier, before you tackle the technology, you must understand the opportunities and the challenges. You must have a corporate strategy and appropriate structure. Only until then you consider the technology platform. A global systems strategy usually consists of a global core system, a global core business system, regional systems, and local systems. You must decide how your business processes are divided among global, regional, and local units. Make sure you keep cultural and political bias out of the way when you are deciding which location is better. Hardware, software, telecommunications are special problems in global setting. You need to synchronize, harmonize, and integrate. To summarize, the growth of advanced technologies, communications, and transportation, along with political stability and growing global knowledge base, have contributed to a global economy. There are tremendous opportunities and challenges in this new economy that you must consider when developing international information systems.